Right, guys, I'm continuing on with my backtest here. I've been back in Australia for a few days, and I've been chipping away at this. And if we're talking about how to do a manual backtest for system building purposes, so Daniel shot a video on it yesterday, and I'm going to flesh out my process. So my process is I pull out the actual day of price action that I'm testing. So here it's from 30 minutes before the open until the close of the NYSE session. So this is what I have to do. So to make the process go quickly, what I go through is I go and identify all the setups that fit my rule set, and I take a quick screen capture. So for me, I have a hotkey set up for Shift Windows S, and then it pulls them all into my screen capturing software, which is here. So where are we? And then immediately, so this is the 7th of June that I did yesterday. This is what I'm doing this morning. So immediately I put the time, the date, and the things that are relevant for me that have a big difference on the performance of setups are the R value. So setups with very wide stops tend to behave quite differently than setups with tight stops. That's a good pro tip. And here I've written the MFE as 1.4. Now what I do is I do the whole day. So I've got like I make notes on all the, how many setups do we have today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from 5, lucky day, 5 winners. And then I go to my spreadsheet, which is here. And what I do is, what time was this one? Okay, so this one, we have a close outside the Bollinger Band, a tight retest pattern, very tight. So what this enabled us to do is to get a quick win. It gave an MFE of 1.1, it gave 1.1 R very quickly before it reversed. So even though we're in a strong uptrend, because the pattern was so tight, we got this quick little win. Now, I make some notes on that. The R value was 2.5, right in the range. The MFE, I've put in that it's lucky, because that was lucky. That was a lucky win. And then I go to my screen capture software, and I go screencast. I click on that, that's going to share, and then 1444.66. .5 and 1.1, and then I just keep on moving through the day. And what I do is, I may as well do the last one, 1508, 6 to the 6. Okay, and now the only thing I have to do is go back to here and work out my my maximum favorable extension, and put that in. So you can be collecting too much data, you can be collecting too little data. So the things that are really important for me to keep, if I'm making my setup definition very specific, there'll be some setups that are by definition on the corner cases, on the edge of a definition. Now, it's always tempting to try and bend those into things that work out for you. You say, I would have skipped the ones that didn't work, and I would have taken the ones that worked. But you can't do that. You have to always, as a matter of policy, you have to err on the side of skipping it, even if they worked. So so for example, this one would have worked, but the setup was right at the close, and it's not what I'm looking for is what I call a high and tight pattern, where the pattern is very tight, and it's clearly not that. So even though it worked, it made 1.31 MFE. It's not really what I'm looking at. I would have the arsehole part of me would have liked to have included that in the backtest as a winner, but I can't. So you have to make a very clear policy when you're doing manual backtests, especially when your setups have some degree of subjectivity in them, of really erring on the side of caution. Because the last thing you want is a backtest that's not replicatable in the real world, because then it's functionally useless and you've wasted your time. So what I want to show you so far is, if I copy these and we go to MFE, paste the values, data, sort range. Okay, so we have a range sorted according to MFE, and then we go insert chart. And let's choose a histogram. Let's choose a better histogram. All right. And legends. Chart axis titles. Horizontal axis title is. Don't worry about that. Okay. So this is the MFEs by winning trades. So excluding the winning trades. Now you can see that we have quite a lot of trades below 2R. So we have about probably 40% of the trades below 2R. We have 3 out of quite a lot of, actually let's see how many there are. Three out of 22 are big winners, so it's considering that it's primarily a mean reversion system, we're unlikely to get any gains by optimizing for these. And what we're seeing is we see this sort of steady march up. So where we get flat spots, it's generally a nice place to optimize. So if we saw a lot at 2, that might be a nice place to optimize. But don't forget, our system goal here is to be positive every day. So positive 4 out of 5 days. So far, we're actually achieving that. Yeah, the system is performing really, really well so far, and yeah, well, I haven't sorted these into days, but so far it's equity curves looking banging. Yeah, all right, I'll keep moving on with it. And